everyone, and welcome to my coloring corner. Today is, of course, All Things Thursday, and as I said in my video earlier today, we're going to be doing some swatching. So I've got my swatch sheet here. Turn the light off so you can actually see better. Hello, Wicca. Hello, Davissa. Hello, Jennifer. Hello, Christina. Hello, Alex. Hello, everybody. I'm sorry about yesterday. Unfortunately, the internet didn't come on until like 8:30. So, yeah, the joys. They have our lives in their hands, and they like to play with them. So the set that we're working with today, I don't know what it's called. It's DBDSZYH, and very, very, very strange. Hi, Dawn. I was corrected, and this is a Russian building in Moscow. So thank you very much, the person that told me what that was. Really pretty, though. It's got some beautiful artwork on the package. But the name, really, guys, could you have been any lazier? Hi, Stacy. So let's start the swatching. So I'm going to switch you over to the close-up camera. Hopefully I don't sneeze and sniffle throughout the entire stream, because I do have a bit of a sniffle and a bit of a sneezing episodes going on. So I do apologize if I sneeze or sniffle throughout the whole stream. It's going to drive me crazy. Oh no! Dawn, that's not good. I hope you're okay. So this one, of course, is white. I'm going to turn this light on so you can see. Try not to make it too blinding. There we go. So it's not going to show a whole lot, just a little bit of white. Yeah, it's cold here too. And this one is number 240. Now I've put these in family order, but I can't guarantee that they're perfect. Oh, there goes a snap. Well, I wonder why. Could it be because it's white on white? Go figure. This one's number 39. These do not have any color names on them, just numbers. They do remind me of the oboes. When I was playing with them last night to get them in color order, I did compare the oboes colored pencil swatch to it, and the numbers do match up with the colors that are in this set. However, this set has 80 more than the oboes, and they do feel the same. Yes, they do have numbers. Thank goodness. And of course, they were in horrible order, as most Asian sets are. So I did have to go through and adjust them. That's a pretty yellow. I don't know if you guys can see very well. Let's zoom you in a little bit. That's zooming you out. Let's zoom you in. There. We'll turn off the light so you can actually see the colors. There. Hopefully that's a little better. Owie. I'm sorry to hear that, Dawn. All right, this one is number 2. I just wish that they would put things in color order and number order. That'd be really cool to find a set that actually does that. The Faber-Castells do that. Ouch. Oh, Christina, that sounds like it was extremely painful. So unlike my normal swatches on Friday, this is going to take a little longer. I honestly cannot swatch that fast. Yes, exactly. So I have gone through and reorganized these. Because not only were they not in color order, they weren't in number order either. Ouch! Oh, Stacy, that's painful. Just the thought of that makes my ankles hurt. A friend of mine had that happen. She slipped on some icy stairs and had to have the same sort of thing done. It was horrible. Lots of pretty yellows in this, though. It's got some good light yellows and into the mustard yellows. And I am swatching on the Nina 67-pound cardstock, so. Yeah, I had to do the brutes, and I think it took me 2 different sessions. It took me a while to do the brutes. Thank goodness for Bruno's swatch chart, though. I cheated and followed Bruno's swatch chart. Did not use my own swatch chart because, yeah, I didn't want to drive myself crazy. I love my brute funerals. They're awesome for layering. Yeah, I got it from another YouTuber called Bruno. I think it's on the Facebook group. If it's not, let me know and I'll post it. If I can find it. When the internet came back on, my computer started screaming at me that it needed updates, and now for some reason it required updates to Windows 11. So it's moved things around. So hey there, Sassy. Welcome, welcome. Oh, goodness. I just want to breathe. Hi, Dee. Yeah, it should be in the files. Like I said, if it's not, let me know and I'll put it in there after the stream. Alright. Just making sure that I have it in the... Make sure I haven't missed a number, because when you're doing numbers, sometimes you could miss some. So we've gone through the yellows. So I'll switch over to the other camera so you can see the yellows. So as you can see, it's the light cream yellows into the yellows, into the mustard yellows and the orange yellows. Now we're starting into the light orange colors, like the peachy tones. Oh, they were really out of order. Yeah, they were very out of order. And like I said, and they didn't even come in number order. The yes and no means, while I'm swatching, if I hit a yes, it means that the pencil's scratchy. And if I hit a no, it's not scratchy. But so far I haven't had any that are scratchy. But last night when I was checking out the colors to get them in order, I did find some were scratchy, so I have actually sharpened these ones before the swatch, which I don't normally do. But I did find some were scratchy to start with, so there's a coating on them. Like if you buy my swatch book, you'll notice the yes and no on the bottom of the swatches. And that's just while you're swatching, you can just say, yeah, this one's scratchy or this one's not scratchy, that sort of thing. No, these are this name. This is a 280 set. And they are very comparative to the Obos. I did compare them to the Obos's swatch chart last night, and the numbers match up perfectly. But this has 80 more than the Obos. But yeah, the numbers are all over the place. I thought about putting them in number order, and then I looked at the numbers and the colors and went, yeah, no. Hi, Marilyn. Welcome, welcome. But it was a set that suddenly appeared on Amazon, so I stuck it on my wish list. And a lovely, lovely, lovely individual purchased them for me, so we'll give them a good swatching and coloring. I love my Obos, so 80 more colors of the Obos is not a bad thing to me. Yeah, the colors are really nice. And they're smooth once you sharpen them, so I haven't had any scratchy ones yet after I sharpen them, so. Okay, so we're coming to the end of the peachy tones now, and we're going to go into the oranges. Oh yes, Christmas is coming way too fast. And I think I'm coming down with a cold, which is going to really suck because I haven't got all my Christmas baking done. Hey, Penny. I'm glad he's home. All right, so I'll switch over to the other camera so you can see the peaches a little better. Actually, it's pretty good on the peaches. Now we're starting on the oranges here. The yellows didn't show up very well, but the peaches are doing pretty good. We've got one line done, guys. Yeah, I think I had to go to the eye doctors and ended up doing a bit of shopping while I was out, and all that peopling, I'm allergic. I'm allergic to the peopling. Yeah, I'm allergic to my internet provider. It's all its fault. No, I think my eye doctor gave me a cold. I blame him. Now we're going to go into some of the more yellow oranges. This one should have been somewhere else, but that's okay. Like I said, they're not in perfect order. I keep on snapping the tips. It's because I sharpened them too sharp. Now the next set of colors that's coming up is the red oranges and the reds. And if we're going to have a lot of scratchy pencils, they're going to be in the reds, the greens, or the browns. So I'll be watching for it in there. Oh, goodness. 4 a.m. is a little early. Although I'm not much of one to talk, I get up at 5, so. Yeah, I am with you there, Jennifer. This is about as people-y as I like to be, too. Okay. Double check, make sure I've got the right numbers going here. We're almost through the first tray, guys. So how is everybody today? Oh, you slept in. Yeah, I'm usually up earlier, but the dog woke me up in the middle of the night, so if I end up going back to sleep, I end up sleeping longer. Yay! Now we're starting into the reds. And this set actually has reds. It's amazing. And more than just one or two. She is laying on the couch, pouting, because I yelled at her for being in the kitchen. Oh, well, that's awesome. I'm glad that people were good and polite. Trying to breathe through my nose and it's not working so good for me. No, Daddy's in his office with the door closed, so that he's not noisy. And she has had her bone today. Ooh, that's a pretty red. I like that red. Yeah. Excited kids during coming up to Christmas break is hard. Especially if you're trying to keep them in line and keep the line moving. That's a pretty red too. Ooh, there's lots of pretty reds in this one. Well, hurry back. Hi, Brandy. All right. So we have come to the end of the first layer. I'll switch you to the other camera so you can see how they look. And none of the reds were scratchy as of yet, which is awesome. There. I'll switch you over to the main camera so you can see the colors. So we have our yellows into our mustard yellow colors, into our peaches, into our lighter oranges, into our dark oranges and our reds. And we're going to continue with the reds into the pinks. Oh, no, you're fine. Onesie day. Oh, dear. If you lived closer, I could have lent you my onesie. I guess it would help if I was under the camera, wouldn't it? I thought about doing PJ Day today. Been cold all day. I even cranked the heat in here, put on a sweater, wrapped myself in a blanket, and still was cold. This is more of a pinky red, but it's still pretty. Watching a movie. Well, that will be, you know, what you can do on the holidays. Definitely get to sleep in. All right. These reds are really pretty. Now we're going into the pinks. Yeah, mine either. I can say I'm going to sleep in, and I'm up at 6 at the absolute latest, and then I feel yucky because I slept in. Yes, Dawn, make sure that you put that foot up and rest it. Hopefully it's not broken or anything. Hi, Tara Lynn. Lots of pretty pinks in here too. Nice dark ones. Oops. Just be careful you don't push too hard on your tips. I'm pushing really hard to get the hard, heavy-handed layer. I have a tendency to break tips when I do that. But these do layer really well. And you can color with them heavy-handed. You just have to make sure that your pencil is fairly dull when you're pushing on it so that you don't break your tips. Oh, that's good. Okay. Oh. Hopefully it gets better. All right. Now we're going into some of the lighter pinks. This set has a huge amount of metallics and fluorescents. I think it's got like 12 of each. So it's got 24 just in the metallics and the neons, which is great. I see Nightbot is working and doing his job. Let me know if he gets too sassy. Sometimes he can be a bit pushy. Yeah, it's got some really pretty pinks in it. And there's not a lot of really close ones either. There's a couple that are that you can use instead of, but it's got some good progression too. There goes a snap. Good night, Dawn. I hope you sleep well and hopefully your ankle feels better soon. I know it's probably a boring stream watching me swatch. Aw, you don't like the neighbor flirting with you? Well, then I'll stop. Tell Bob to stop it. I think that one should have been up in the peaches, but yeah. Like I said, it's not perfect. And by the time I got to the grays, I was getting tired, so it's probably really messed up down there. Oh, well, thank you. The clicking of pencils. One of these days I'll have to get Bob to make me a pencil holder that'll hold more than 136. Now that I've got sets that are over 200. 200, 240, 260, 520. Yeah. That's another nice one. Yeah, I like swatching too. If I can't get the ambition to do a picture or finish a picture, sometimes I lose that drive to do so. I just swatch. I go through and see which pencils need to be re-swatched in my swatch book and re-swatch. I've got still got a few sets that are not on my own swatch paper, so. It's pretty. Now we're going into the red violets. It is, this one here isn't. I will have to upload it for you. This one I just made today. But I will upload it into the members file. Same with the Brute Funer's Wicca. If it's not in the Facebook, I'll upload it into the members file. Yeah, it's a funky name. It's like, what is that? What is that? Okay, good. Yeah, I didn't go through and redo the. Yeah, exactly. Can I buy a vowel? I didn't go through and reorganize the brutes. It was just way too much for me. And Bruno has them in color family and color order, so there was really no point in redoing it, just to say that I redid it. He did a beautiful job of setting it up, so I'll let him take all that credit. No problem at all. Now we're getting into more of the burgundy, red, purple colors. Thought of putting them with the reds, but they looked a little more purple than red to me, so. Yeah, I was able to match up numbers up to 200 with the oboes. So I think they are created in the same factory as the oboes. And then had extra colors added to it. 24 of which are metallics and neons. So yes, I would definitely say they were a rebrand of the oboes. With extra colors added. Oh, it's got a few purples. We're starting into the red purples now. So we're into the red violets. And I'm still not finding any scratchy ones, so that's really good. The breakage on them is because I've sharpened them too sharp and I'm putting a lot of pressure on them. Good night, Sassy. Sleep well. You know, just like the black Burt, or not the black Burt Funer, the 520 Burt Funers. There's a lot of colors in here that aren't something that you would absolutely have to create beautiful work with. However, it's just lovely to have them. You know, so you don't have to fuss with things. You just grab a pencil and off you go. I love that. It's probably why I enjoy big sets, because I can just go, okay, I need this purple, and this purple, and I'm all good to go. I don't have to mix nothing or layer on top of layer on top of layer to get a color that I already have a pencil for. I was lazy that way. Yeah, it's got a huge amount of reds. Now we're getting more into the violet colors. And can you believe that we've only just about ended the second layer in this box? We're still working on the second layer here, guys. Yes, yeah, they do. They are, like I said, I was able to match them up number and color to the oboes, so. And they feel very much like the oboes too. Now they do have the same markings on them as the Color 240s. However, they don't match up color-wise with the numbers of the Color. I did check. Got some good purples in here. Lots of pretty purples. Yep, I like big sets. Cannot lie. They all got a little junk in their trunk. Uh-oh. What did I do? I've missed a pencil somewhere. Okay. I missed a pencil. I don't know how I missed a pencil. Huh. Okay, well, we'll put it down here and I'll add it to the chart. And I need my pen. Yes. This is number 33. I don't know how I managed to miss 33, but I did. So I'll add it to the chart when I redo it, I guess. I have it. And they're so pretty. And I don't regret it whatsoever. I know. I missed the purple. I don't know where I missed it, but like I said, it's easy to miss things. It's a good thing I checked. It's like, wait a minute, this is not the right color number. Now I'm looking at all of them. Now I don't trust my numbering system. And 128. And we are just finishing off the second layer. Yep. I pushed too hard. Gotta stop pushing too hard. All that snapping's making people, wince. Alright. Next layer. And wouldn't you know it, we got more purple. Thank you, Wicca. Yeah, I'm kind of glad that these don't have names on them. Then I don't have to fuss with trying to fit that into the chart. I usually don't in my charts because with the larger ones, the numbers are about all you can fit into it. In the swatch charts that are available in the members area, Wicca, is a 520 chart on one page. However, it is not numbered, so you would have to go through Bruno's and put all the numbers in. I don't like to pre-number them for people because everybody has their own way of swatching and their own numbering system and color order and that sort of thing. What's good for my color order may not be good for others. So I try not to number them. Unless I'm asked for my own swatch chart, and then I'll give the swatch chart that I've got numbered. But I haven't even put it on my own swatch chart yet, so. Yeah. It is much smaller. It does fit on one sheet, but It's a lot smaller, that's for sure. All right. So are we having fun yet? We're still in the purples. We're almost to the blues, Penny. Yeah, they're in color family. I can't guarantee that they're in progressive order. It's having colors like browns and reds and greens and oranges all over the place that drives me crazy. It's like, put them all together, for crying out loud. That is not where that belongs. Yeah, after I finish up with the purples, I'll switch over to the other camera so you can see a full view of it. We're getting into the blue violets now. The purples with a little bit more blue in it. Now we're going to do some blues. No, that's more of a blue violet. That is a dark blue violet. Could almost mistake that one for blue. But it's got a touch of red in it. Not a whole lot, mind you. Same with this one. This one's got a little bit more than that one does. Yeah, it's like, you know, can we just keep things fairly sorted, you know? You know, keep the purples with the purples, the blues with the blues, greens with the greens. All right, now we're going to start on the blues. So I'll switch you over so you can see the purples. Look at all those purples. And reds. Lots and lots of reds. So far it's a pretty good set. It's got a good balance of darks. You know, not only the dark red violets, but the violets and then the blue violets on top of it. They are oil. You can definitely feel that they're oil. Welcome back. How was dinner? Yes, purples are the best. It's Alex's favorite color. It's a really lovely gray-blue color. Well, this is what you've missed so far. The purples and the reds and the oranges and the yellows. I don't know when you went for dinner, so. And now we're starting in the blues. Sorry, guys. Sniffles. That one's a little scratchy. Not really scratchy, just really dry feeling. Let's take a look at it and see if it's got a scratch on there. Nope. Okay. Exactly. Exactly. I like big sets. I know there are some people out there that find them confusing, but I don't understand how you can find it confusing. But sometimes it does overwhelm, especially when you have like a really big set like the 520 set. It can overwhelm people. But to me, it's just all the more colors to play with. You guys can say it, I just can't. I can't sing it. I can't even make Alexa sing it. Got some pretty blues in here too. Oh, there's lots of reds in here. I like my reds. There's 7, 8, 10 reds, about 3 orange reds, and 3 burgundy type of reds. Yeah, there's always a lot of blues and greens seem to be the most, especially in the larger Asian sets. The one thing I did notice about the Brute Funers is it does have a really good level of each color. You know, it's got a lot of each color, don't get me wrong, but it's got a very even amount of each color family. You know, it's not heavy on blues or purples, or it's pretty even across the board. uh, it has been known to happen, Wicca. It has been known to happen. This one here I think should have been up in the blue purples maybe. It's blue, but it's not, like, it's more of a periwinkle kind of blue. Got a little bit of purple tinge to it. Check, make sure I'm not missing any colors yet. Yeah, I like sets with a good number of yellows too. Yellows and reds, I really like to have a good variety of. The one thing I notice about a lot of sets is the oranges are lacking. They don't have a lot of orange in most sets. And some sets are lacking in yellows. This set's pretty good in yellows. Definitely not as many as the blues or purples, but it's pretty good in yellows. No, will not be my new intro. I could hear the monetization police now. I get copyright nailed every time I turn every time I started a video. Hi, Latrice. Thank you. We're just swatching. Doing some swatching. Don't ask me the name of the pencils because, yeah, we need a vowel. The name of this set is DBDSZYH. Basically, they let their cat walk across the keyboard and said, yep, that's good. Yes, you can play my new intro in your head, but I can't play it on my channel. Ooh, this one's a little scratchy. That one I'm going to put a little tick there because I don't think I've sharpened this one, so may just need a sharpen. Yeah, I think I'm getting into the area where I haven't sharpened yet. And into the blue-green colors. That bright blue color. I love these colors. And be used for all sorts of things like peacock feathers and stuff. Yeah, exactly. I'll let my dog say it. She'll be able to figure it out. Like I said, it sounds like a cat walked across the keyboard and they said, oh yeah, that's good. Okay, just making sure that I have the right pencil. So we're coming to the end of tray number 3. My dog sounds exasperated by the entire thing. He's sitting on the couch huffing at me. Like, why are you talking, Mom? You're talking and not getting me treats. That's just not right. Well, hurry back. If you're getting coffee, bring me some. It's too late for her with coffee. Give her a cookie. No. I don't have any at my desk. Because if I did, she'd climb up on my desk and steal them all. And we're getting into the dark blues now. Coming to the end of this tray. It's a pretty good selection of blues. I still don't think there's enough light blues in it. I would like to see some more light blue. But it's got a couple of good light blues. And there's also some light grayish blues in the grays, which is good too. Well, if you're gonna, try to be asleep and whatnot. I can sleep with drinking coffee, so I can drink coffee right up until I go to bed and fall asleep, no problem. I'm weird. All right. Okay, gonna switch you over so you can see. And I'm gonna take a sip of my coffee. So I think I've got them pretty good in color order. And we've got some more blues here, and then into the aquatic kind of colors. Other than missing one. Still don't see where that 33 is, but it's okay. This is number 100. We've almost done 100 colors. The end of this row will be 100. That's a pretty blue. Some of these dark blues are really close together. Oh, thank you. Evelyn gave it to me. And she's so sweet. Okay, I'm going to sharpen this one because it's really scratchy. That's better. Well, this one's kind of scratchy, even after sharpening. We're going to put a yes on there. Well, that's not too bad. We've only got 1.5 yeses so far on scratchiness. Hi, honey. You were spotted. Did you get your camera fixed? This one's a little scratchy too. Let's sharpen it and make sure it's not just because it needs to be sharpened. Yeah, with Bob watching, you better behave badly. He likes it. Yeah, this one's... It's a little bit, so we'll put a little yes there. But of course, we're always expecting the darker colors to have a bit of a scratch. When they are really scratchy, that bothers me. Sometimes it's just a dry feeling and that doesn't bug me so much. It's when it cuts into the paper, it kind of bugs me a lot. That one's not too bad. This one has a bit of pigment that's in it. I can feel it. Probably needs to be sharpened. I'm going to print some nutcrackers. Will they be functional nutcrackers? Or will they be mistletoes? Yes, there is a lot of blue. We're coming to the end of the blue now and going into more of the blue-green colors. All right, Christina, no problem at all. Have a great night. And thank you so much for popping in and hanging out. That didn't sound right. Thanks for coming. Yeah, there's quite a few blues. We could probably do with half of them. But most of these really large sets are really heavy with blue and green. This one's kind of scratchy too. see if it's still scratchy. Not as scratchy, but definitely feel the lack of binder in it. There's a lot of pigment in it. It's not scratch the paper scratchy, it's dry kind of scratchy. Good night, Christina. I think I missed this tray with sharpening. Yeah, definitely needs more pale blues. I completely agree with you there. Now we're starting into the greens, and the greens are typically quite scratchy, so we're going to probably have a lot more scratchiness. It's got a really good range for the teals and the peacock greens and peacock blues and that kind of color. But definitely getting scratchier and scratchier, or just a dry feeling the further in you go into the greens. It's not a gouge your paper kind of scratch. It's just a dry pencil feeling, if that makes sense to anybody. That's probably really loud and annoying. Sorry, guys. Okay. So is everybody ready for the party on Saturday? Hopefully everybody wants to win some prizes. I have a couple. So yeah, the 120 Brutes are a lot softer than these. These are a lot firmer. Well, Saturday morning is one stream, but there's a special one Wicca on Friday night for members. You should be at home by then. Why would you be at work on Saturday morning? No working at that time of day. Jeez. It's Saturday. I don't want to work at Saturdays. Jeez. Yeah, there's a special stream for members on Friday night. So that should cover you for Saturday. I'll explain why on Friday. Oh, well, if you're only going to be closed on Sunday, jeez. Hopefully you're closed next Saturday. Because that's Christmas. That would really suck. Yeah, no Christmas for you. You have to work. Um, 6 o'clock my time. So that would be an hour after I started. So about half an hour ago. Your time. And that's a really nice minty, baby mint green color. It's really light. Good night, Dee. Sleep well. Yes, so 8 or 9 your time. I think you're 3 hours ahead of me. Hey there, Pamela. Good to see you. Now we're going into the yellow greens. Okay, so it would start at about 9 o'clock your time. You're 3 hours ahead of me. Yeah, there's a memo on the community page for members only. So if you want to pull it up, you can bookmark it for yourself. Ring the bell, that sort of thing. Yeah, I've got a lot of whips. Oh, good luck. I'm still working on Santa Claus and still working on the nutcrackers. I want to get those done before the end of the month so I can put them into the album in the Facebook group for our monthly. Yes, it is a dirty green. Is that better? So that was the yellowy kind of greens, and this is more of a spring kind of green. Dirty greens are good greens. I like a good dirty green. It's like green grays. I really like green grays. I think it's because I do a lot of moss. Hey, Crystal. Awesome. Well, you do have until the end of the month. They don't have to be all in at the time that I put those up, just as long as you have them in by the end of the month. And there's still one more to go, which is going to be family or opening presents, Christmas morning type stuff. You know, filled stockings and Christmas morning and all that. Hey, Ronnie. Welcome, welcome. It is a lot of swatching. It's not as bad as the Brute Funers, but it's pretty close. It's 280 pencils. And I've only gotten 125 swatched. Well, 123. I'm really surprised the greens aren't as scratchy as those aquatic blues were. This one's a little bit dry. But I haven't gotten into the deep greens yet, and that's usually when the scratch starts. Sparkles. Sparkles. Every snowman needs a sparkle, in my opinion, because sparkles are cool. Being Canadian, I was going to do one for Boxing Day, but most people wouldn't understand that, so. I figured that wasn't quite fair. It's adorable. I love your snowman. Now we're going to get into the drier ones. Your snowman is awesome. Yeah, the darker you go, the drier the pencil seems to be. Which is typical. Even my dark greens and my Faber-Castells are a bit dry. Okay, so we went into the apple greens. Now we're going into more of the spring kind of greens and darker greens. And as you could probably tell, I was starting to get tired at this point and went, yeah, that's a green. I don't know where it goes, but that's a green. Absolutely, we are. Yeah, that would throw you off. Ooh, this one's really scratchy. Let's sharpen it. Let's see if it's just because it needs a good sharpen. This set is the DBDSZYH. It is the cat ran over the keyboard and they called it good. The cat named this set. So after I sharpened that one, it was not as scratchy or as dry feeling. There is a coating on these, so. It's a 280 set that was on Amazon that I was sent by a lovely, lovely person. And then asked to swatch them on, on camera. Well, new things are a good thing. It's good to try new things. Jump out of that comfort zone. Sometimes it gets too comfortable there and then things don't get done. Hey there, Deb. You just ordered these? Well, then you are in the right place to watch the swatch. So I'm not marking them as scratchy because they're not scratching into the paper. They're just kind of a dry feeling, if that makes sense. Welcome back, Alex. Awesome. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to switch you over because we've got a little bit more green left. And like this is, I'll show you what I mean by it's really heavy in the greens. So we've got our green starting here. And we've got probably to, let's see. To here, left in the greens. So it's really, really green heavy, which most Asian sets are. They are very, very green heavy. Oh my gosh. So again, it's an Asian set. They're blue heavy, they're green heavy. You know, that's very typical of the um, where it comes from. So they are very much the obos, just with extra colors. Yes, definitely a leaf lover set. Yep. All right, going to switch you back over to the close-up. And we're going to continue on with the greens. But it's not all the same kind of green. You know, like there's the apple greens into the light green areas, into a medium green, and then more into a shamrock kind of green, and then into some darker greens here. And towards the end, there's more of a brown green, the olive greens, and that kind of thing. Like I said, at this point last night, I was getting tired. And I went, yep, that's a dark green. You should see it down at the grays. It gets worse, believe me. Give this one a sharpen. Deborah, when you get them, just remember there's a bit of a coating on the outside of the pencil, and it does require some sharpening to remove any sort of coating that's on it. Otherwise, it's going to feel scratchy. And the greens, of course, as with most Asian greens, are quite dry. They're not cut the paper scratchy, but they are dry scratchy. Which is not a bad thing. It's just means that there's more pigment in it than binder. And like I said, most sets, as you get into the deeper colors, the darker colors, you're going to find that they're a little scratchy because of the fact that they are they have more pigment than binder. Usually after you get the first layer down, that scratchy goes away. Yes, she came over and played with the Phoenix, and definitely is one that she has to have. And I don't blame her. Yeah, some sets, when I do my initial swatch, I don't usually sharpen them because I want to see A, if they do have that coating on them, and B, if they can be colored straight out of the box, because sometimes that's what they state in their advertisement, is that they're ready to go straight out of the box, and some of them just are not. Some don't have a coating on them though. Some just are really good straight out of the box. Not many, however, but some are. And as you can see, we're getting into our darker greens here. Yes, the 240 Colors has a lot of greens in it too. Like I said, most of these big sets have a good amount of green in them. And Wicca, I have said the same thing. And yeah, we won't go there. I keep trying to slow down on them. They keep on bringing out new ones, though. You know, if they weren't bringing out new ones all the time, I wouldn't have to buy them all the time, would I? Yeah, no. I'm going to have to start a support group of Pencilsaholics Anonymous. Yes, keyword, try. Yeah. Now we're going into more of our olivey kind of greens. That's my keyword too. Hi, Tech. It is the DBDSZYH. It's the cat ran across the keyboard and they called it good. Somebody did a face roll on the keyboard and said, okay, we're naming this set that. Yeah, I'm just glad you can't go to jail for how many sets of pencils you have. Just glad they're not illegal. I am a pencil junkie. I like pencils. I like good pencils. I like bad pencils. I just like pencils. Oh. Hi, Deborah. Hi, my name's Renee, and I have 100 different sets of pencils. Yeah, no, it's like that is literally the name. That's exactly right. You cannot flush pencils. You can light them on fire, but I don't suggest it. Although I have thought about it. Well, we can't call you a junkie yet then, Christina. Yeah, exactly. We can actually, because you can light them on fire. They do burn. Just wouldn't suggest it. All right. Now we're getting to a pencil that really kind of upset me. There are a few that are just not centered, and we're coming up to one of them. I can't even show you what color it is because, yeah, you can't see the color. And it's in the browns. But luckily, it's a low enough color number that I will have the I will have the Obos one to replace it with. So I'm not too overly concerned about it, but it irritated me when I was trying to swatch and figure out what color it was. It would help if I was under the camera, huh, guys? Rude. I'm getting into the dark greens now. And there are some of these that are such heavy wax in them that they will burn like a candle. Yeah, exactly. You guys want to see too. No, you don't. Yeah, I put them on my list, but I'm still on the fence with them. Awesome. Yeah, I had the sniffles earlier. I'm feeling a lot better now. I think the medicine that I took has actually finally kicked in. Not sniffling as much. Just needed you guys to distract me. Yeah, I actually like the Black Widows. They've got a really nice selection of reds in that dragon set. like I said, as you can probably tell with the greens, I started getting tired and went, yep, that's a green. The dirty greens here at the end should be further down the line, but I think this is where I pencil drop dialed Jen. Teach me to text while swatching. Yeah, I know that feeling well. We're getting into the dark green brown colors. Dark browns. No problem at all, Wicca. So this pencil here is the one that I was saying but bothered me. And this is why. It is completely unusable. Yeah, it's so they can have a party. So yeah, this is the one pencil that I have found in the set that has a major problem. And it's just so far off center that there's just no sharpening it out. The wood goes up higher than the lead. But that's okay because I have a 211 in the obos, I think. Maybe. I might saw it off and try to sharpen it again. But yeah, this one here is just completely off center. I might take a knife to it and peel it back with a X-Acto blade, but I'm not going to do that on camera because I'll slip and cut myself and horrify you all. But out of a 280 set, to have only one that's so far off center is pretty good. Okay, so here we have our greens. So we start here and we finish about here. Well, about here. So it's got a good almost 2 entire rows just in greens. So it's a pretty green heavy. Yes, that is true, Deborah. But it's a pretty green heavy set, but most sets, especially with this size, are quite green heavy. They're heavy with blues, greens, and purples normally. Now we're going to go into our browns. And we're going to start with our very light tan kind of browns, pinky brown colors. It took me a while to consider where to put these, whether to put them in the pinks or to put them in the browns. But they remind me more brown than pink. Yeah, the Wan Shui is a company, a brand that purchases the Brute Pruner, the original Brute Pruner, and has them in their packaging. You can get them like a 168 or 150 or 120, something like that. I always buy the larger packages. South Sun is another one that uses the Brute Pruner to fill their package. Right. Yes, it's very possible. Like I said, the Wan Shui is a company that has consistently provided Brute Pruner pencils under their brand name. Um, so yeah, it's very, very possible that they have put out a set that is the same as the 520 Brute Pruners. No, oh, did I? Yeah, I just messed it up. Sorry, guys. I messed it up. Thank you for pointing that out, Stacy. That's okay. I'm going to have to redo it anyway because I missed one. I missed number 33. So I will be redoing the swatch anyway. So this one here should be this one here. Nope, this one here. So it's off. So this one should be here. Everything should be moved over one. Thank you, Stacy. I did not pull that one. I should have just left it blank, but I did not. Brain said, empty hole there. You should fill it. Okay. So we're coming into the medium tones in the browns. Yeah, I've done that too. Like, yep. I'm skipping that one because I don't know the answer. Oh, yeah, I know the answer to this one. Let's put it in the answer to this one. Can't believe I did that. That's okay. It's just a little bit. Uh, Thank you very much for catching that, Stacy, because it's only, 5 colors. It's not, 5 rows. Because I would have just kept on going. And got to the end and wondered why I was short some. All right. Next. But all in all, so far, and this is just with swatching them, there's a few greens that are scratchy. None of the reds were scratchy, none of the purples were scratchy, and the blues were good until they reached the aquatic green colors. And they weren't really scratchy, they were more dry than anything else. There wasn't any cutting into the page type of scratch, which is good. They have a fairly good range of color. Some are a little heavier than others, but that's okay. Especially in a larger set like this, you expect it. You know, if I had a 120 set and had, you know, mostly yellows and oranges and peach colors, then it'd be more off balance, where this has more greens. But because it's a large enough set that the other colors have a good abundance to them, it doesn't really knock it too far off balance. If that makes sense to anybody. Got some good browns in here. We have a really good selection of terracotta browns in here too, so some really good red browns. Which we'll be coming into soon. Oh, Nightbot's talking. Am I bored you all to death or not? My husband's probably starving. He'll get over it. And we're going in more into the terracotta kind of colors. You feed mine too. Good night, Alex. Yeah, it goes a lot slower than it does when I play my swatches. I honestly can't swatch that fast. I have tried, but I cannot swatch a 260 set or 280 set in 5 minutes. Well, that's good, because we're almost done though, amazingly enough. So, with the Christmas party on Saturday, for those that are still here, what do you think? Should I not tell people what's in the packages and just wrap them and send them? Or should I let you guys know what you're winning? What do you guys think? I just stabbed myself in the throat with that one. Surprise? Now, I had a conflict with myself last night about these colors here. If they should be in the reds or in the pinks or in the brown reds. This one here I think should be up here. But then I look at the brown reds that come up after and before it, and it fits where it is. So I don't know. It'll probably get relocated when I do the final arrangement. Because now I have to rearrange them because I missed one. The dryness in the greens, some of them I've sharpened them and they're not really scratchy. They're just dry feeling. Like it's not like it grits into the paper. It just has this dry feeling. And I don't think you'll be able to sharpen that out of the greens. But that's the only one that has that dry feeling, is the really dark greens. And the seafoam kind of greens. I'm actually surprised that the browns aren't dry feeling. Because these red browns is usually another culprit to the scratchiness. But they're quite smooth. But this entire line here I had huge conflict with in my own brain on where they should go, and now that I see them all together in a line, I definitely need to move them around a little bit. And like I said, with the scratchiness that is there, the dryness, after you get the first layer down, when you put on your second layer, it's not as dry feeling. I think it's just the initial buildup of the color on the page. So I have two people that think I should keep it a surprise. So what I will do before Saturday is I will wrap the prizes and prize packages, because if it's going to be a surprise, then it's going to be a surprise for both. Because they're both, I have two prize packets for the stream, and they're not the same thing. They're different. So it should be interesting. And I misread that pencil. So this should be an 8, not a 0. Thought I saw a 70 somewhere else before. And this is why we do a first swatch, right? So that we can get them all sorted out and figured out. I've put everybody to sleep. I'm really surprised with the lack of dryness in the browns, though. So far, it's just a few of the greens that are dry on the initial laydown. No problem at all, Jennifer. I know it's getting late for you guys, so. I'm just here to put you all to sleep. If it wasn't against copyright, I'd sing you a lullaby, but Yeah. Good night. I will talk to you tomorrow. Now we're getting into the blacks. And this is where it goes all wonky because, you know, I went into the black brown colors and into the blacks, and then I started falling asleep and grays just got thrown in there as long as they were all together in a gray. It's just easier to sort them all out when they're all laid out on a page. So I knew there was going to be some mistakes, so I knew that I was going to have to correct some stuff sooner or later. So you'll be dreaming swatching. This one needs to be sharpened. And then we start our grays. And I do not have them in color order for French, warm, cold, anything like that. So, like I said, it was gray. It got put in with the grays. I was tired by this point. I at least tried to get the light, medium, and dark grays together, whether they be warm or cold. And the last tray. We're on the last tray, guys. Shyla. My dog drinks very noisily. I guess she was thirsty. Put myself to sleep here. I think I'm going to need more coffee. So I hope that everybody has enjoyed this swatching. We're almost to the end. Now we're into our blue grays and our green grays. I threw them in the middle because they were more of a medium gray color instead of on the end with the dark grays. This one here I debated on whether it should go in the gray or if it should go in the pink. It's one of those odd gray colors. I think it looks a little more pink now that I have it next to a gray. So that one will be going into the pinks. I think it belongs more up here into that pinky brown color area. And this one should be over here a little bit more with that green gray family there. That's because they are the oboes with extras. Yeah, I think they are the oboes with 80 more pencils. And welcome, Mandy. Glad you could make it. Another one of those green grays that should go up with the other ones. It's just the dark one. Ooh, a new baby. Amtrak says hello. All right. Yeah, Mandy, I compared these to the oboes, and they do match color for number for number, and the colors on the numbers. So I'm pretty sure that they are the oboes. Just rebranded. So we're going into the metallics now. And as you can tell, the metallics are a little bit different than the other pencils because at the end they don't have any numbers, any banding, or a cap. So they're just a straight pencil. And that's why there's no numbers there. Yeah, I saw them a little while ago in the Wan Shui. They were on Amazon a little while ago. I think I've seen them on AliExpress as the Wan Shui. Metallics are pretty though. Went backwards with the dark gray, but that's okay. Dark silver. In most sets, I find that the metallics are not very useful. We'll see with this set when we get to the gold. I like a nice yellow gold, and most golds in colored pencil sets are brown gold, and I'm not fond of brown gold. So we'll see how it does when I get to the golds. Whether or not the metallics are going to get put in the bag. Although I do find sometimes that mixing the metallic with the regular pencils and leaves and things like that does give them a good texture. It's a pretty good yellow. Got a little bit of brown to it. I think that's more. There's another one here. That's a green gold kind of color. I think this is the yellow gold. It's not too bad. It's got a good amount of brown to it though. But it's not dark brown. Not too bad. They might make it. We'll see. Okay. So it's got a good range of colors in the metallics if you like metallic colors. And we'll see under the light whether or not they show as metallic or just basically a flat color. I don't like metallics that don't shine metallic. But they're not scratchy, which is good. Most metallics are kind of scratchy. Neons are usually really scratchy. What's this? Oh, that's a neon. Okay, so that's the end of the metallics. Let's turn on the light here and see if they're glittery. Yeah, they're kind of glittery. They got quite a bit of shine to them. Yeah, they're pretty good for metallic. So they do have a good shine on the metallic, which is good. Now we're going to start on the neons. I don't know if I'd call that a neon. Yeah, the metallic went down really nicely. Some of these neon ones I wouldn't really call neon, but they feel like the neons, you know, the pigment isn't really high in them. Definitely a fluorescent-y pinky color, or a fluorescent reddy color. Not quite sure with fluorescence. With these neons, I know pink, orange, yellow, and green. When they start adding other colors, I go, okay, I'm not quite sure how that's fluorescent or how that's neon, but until you see a light on behind it, it just looks like a different color. Kind of like no photo blue, you know. Looks blue to the eye, but not so much to the camera. Alright, so this is the last one, which is definitely neon yellow. So let's take a look at them. Brush it all off. Switch you over to the main camera. We'll move this over here. So there is all of our colors in this set of 280 colored pencils. The greens, the darker greens are a little bit dry, so they do have a little bit of a scratch feel. However, I think if you layered a couple of layers down and then went over top of it, it wouldn't be so bad. The green blues also have a bit of a scratch to them. Same with a couple of the darker blues. I was really surprised that the reds didn't have any sort of scratch to it, and neither did the purples. Thank you, Stacy. And I was really surprised with the lack of scratch in the browns as well. So I think with the greens, it's just a higher concentration of pigment. And once you get that first layer of wax down or of pencil down, it will just glide on top of it, which is what you basically want anyway. So there's of course a couple of areas that I can rearrange and fix, that I need to move some stuff around to get them into um, progressive order. But at least I have them all in the color families. There's a couple that don't belong in certain areas, like this one and this one. I think can go somewhere else. But altogether, they are a really nice set. They have a good amount of reds. They have a good amount of peach colors. They have a really good amount of yellows, especially if you include the two fluorescent yellows down here into that yellow mixture. It gives you a good amount of bright yellows as well. It took me a few hours. They were not in color order nor numeric order. So if they were in either of those when I started, I would have just left them, but they weren't in either. So I had to go through and sort them all out. Then number 211, I'll take a look and see if I have one in my other sets. If not, then I will sharpen that one down with a knife and fix that. But other than that, guys, there is our swatch. Tomorrow, during Fun Stuff Friday, since you guys have already seen the swatch, we will flip this over. We will do some testing on the back. So we'll test for water, we'll test for smudging, we'll test for sharpening that. Well, I guess we don't need to test for sharpening, but we'll test for erasing and smudging and blending. And we will color something with them and see how well they work on actual paper. But thank you all very much for joining me. I know it's probably way past 90% of your guys' bedtime, since it's probably 10:30, 11 o'clock there. So I thank you all very much for joining me, for hanging out with me. I apologize once again for yesterday's lack of live stream. Unfortunately, Spectrum didn't like me yesterday and decided that I didn't get no internet. But yes, tomorrow I will go through and I will do all of my normal first impression testing. And I will give my first impressions on how well I think these did. Once again, I do believe they are the Obos colored pencils, the 200 set that we have, with some extra colors. There's some extra metallics, some neons, and throughout the set there's some extra colors as well. I think a lot of them in the green area. Yeah, in the blues and the greens, there's quite a few of the 200s. So, I don't think that it's really anything, if you already have the 200 Obos, anything that you're going to be lacking between the two sets. But yeah, definitely we'll be doing a testing and everything else on them tomorrow. And, I like having the extra pencils, but definitely something that if you're on the fence about them and you already have the 200, play with your 200 for a while first and see if those extra colors, the extra browns or the extra purples, greens, are things that you're actually looking for in your set. Yeah, they do have a lot of blues. Let's see, there's 1, 2. That one should be there. That one was necessary. But this one here I don't think was necessary. This one here wasn't necessary. There's a couple of them that they could have definitely left out. Definitely way too many greens, way too many blues, and like dark greens in my opinion. But like I said, give your if you already have the Obos, give your Obos a chance. Figure out if you feel the need for more yellows, more blues, more greens, more browns, and then take a look at this set and see if it compensates for those areas that you feel your other set may be lacking. Personally, I think definitely that they are a rebranding of the oboe set with additional pencils added. If you enjoy using metallics, this does have a full set of metallics from silver to copper, including your blues, your greens, your golds, your pinks, your reds, all that sort of stuff. It also has a full set of neons from your pinks to your yellows. So it is definitely one of those things that, yeah, they were on sale, and keep an eye on them, Latrice, because they do come on sale for quite inexpensive. And keep an eye on my deals of the day, because I will list them for deals, as well as if I end up finding any coupons for them, I will list them. So, keep an eye on them. If they come down in price or are on sale at a lower price than the 200 oboes. Yeah, exactly. It comes out to basically 21 cents a pencil. Which, for a really large set of pencils, that is quite nicely pigmented. The dark greens are a little bit drier. I think it's pretty good. And like I said, I will give my full first impressions tomorrow. Um, this is just me swatching them and giving you how I feel with the swatch. Tomorrow I will know a little bit more once we color with them and everything else. All right, guys. Thank you all very much for watching. Of course, you will see me again tomorrow on Fun Stuff Friday when we play with these a little bit more. Until then, always remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you're not already a subscriber to the channel, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell. Of course, hitting that like button helps me out in understanding what you enjoy and what you don't enjoy, so that I can adjust content accordingly. And last but not least, of course, is always remember to relax, color, and stay safe, everyone. Thank you all very much for watching. Have a fantastic evening, night, day, whatever. Until next time, bye-bye for now.